And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Oakley with you here live at YSN headquarters with another player profile. The first of, 2020, but the first of the year with a South Range player, and it is the legendary Chris Brooks. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm doing real good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So far, so good for the Raiders. Been a roller coaster year, but if there's anybody that can handle it, it's you. You've been able to go through a lot of adversity over your 4 years. Now a senior as a Raider, a leader on this team. Talk to me about what this season means to you going in and how you guys have kind of adjusted and are flying the plane and building at the same time.
Yeah, we started off great. We beat Canfield and LeBray. We had two great games, two great starts, and we're young. We're very young this year, so we have to get these guys acclimated to the varsity level. And I've been playing varsity for this my third year now, and I had a lot of great leaders coming up with like Brady White and Jackson Anderson, those guys, and those guys really taught me how to be a leader. And I think this year it's really helping me in leading these guys into where we need to be. And I think so far we're doing great. And we got Ursuline tonight. Should be a fun game. They're a good program. We're a good program. So I'm looking forward to that.
And talk to me about the leadership that you feel that you bring to the table. Everybody brings something different, I feel, and especially at South Range. Typically, everybody's a leader. Talk to me about what you bring to this team, what you kind of feel about yourself, what you feel you need to bring, and how you execute.
I think this year, for my leadership, we'll have to be more of a vocal leader as well as a lead-by-example guy. Like, this is how it has to be done. And even if guys are not getting it done, then maybe I have to say something like, hey, like, so-and-so needs to get done. But not just so, like I said, vocals. You got to get, like, lead by example, and I think I've done a good job doing that this year. And I think the guys have responded well to me being a leader. And I just like where we're going in our team, and my teammates are great.
Some new/old faces on the team this year for the Burgundy and Gold. Mr. Gehring makes his way back onto the team.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how I know you guys are close. Talk to me about that conversation, how that went down. Is there some kind of secret deal that he plays basketball and you're back on the diamond?
Yeah, well, during football, I'd be like, hey, man, you playing basketball? Because we're best friends. We've been best friends since I can remember, and right. I'm like, every day at football, I'd be like, you come back to basketball, you come back to basketball. He's like, I don't know. He's like, well, come on, man. He's like, you're a good freshman. You played varsity.
Yep.
And I just asked him so many times, but I think he really wanted to be out there, and I think he enjoys playing, which, he's starting now, which is real good for us, and he's helping us. He's contributing a lot to us. He had a great game against Springfield, which was nice, and I think he's enjoying it a lot, but we'll see about baseball.
Oh, I'm going to put you on the spot. You going to be part of that team and try to lead them back to – well, let's just be honest here. And for the fans out there, the last time you were on the baseball field, you were hoisting a trophy.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to be able to do that again, would it not?
That was a fun run. That was real fun.
All right, so let's talk about off the floor. Well, you and I have talked a lot. I think this is the third or fourth interview that we've done together. Yeah. When you think about what you've done over your career, what are you most proud of on the basketball court?
I think just developing to the player I am today. Because I was a sophomore when I first played varsity. I started as a sophomore. I started all 24 games. And I think just from where I've come as a sophomore to where I am as a senior, I think Coach Collins done a great job of getting me ready and preparing me, as long as other coaches that's been on the staff. And I think it's just I've come a long way, mature level, and physically, mentally. And I think that's something I really look back for my sophomore year.
You sure have, man, and I'm proud of you. I mean, I feel it's one of those situations. I feel like I've watched you grow up right before my very eyes, and everybody on YSN feels the same way. Yeah. So when you look at this, you alluded to Coach Cullen, a great coach, somebody that's coached at the next level. What is it like to be able to kind of lean on that experience and build yourself into what could be and should be a college athlete at the next level under his tutelage?
I mean, he's a great coach. I mean, we have long conversations. Even after practice, I'll go in his office and we'll just talk, not about just basketball, but just life in general. And he's been a good role model to me. And I think just with everything he knows and giving me that knowledge, it's really helping me on the court and off the court. And like I said, he's been a role model to me. And I wouldn't want anyone other than him as my coach. He's been great.
I'm going to put you on the spot. You ready? The number one lesson or piece of advice that Coach Cullen has given to you that you've taken either for life or for basketball?
The number one lesson Coach Cullen has taught me is probably don't focus on the result. Just worry about the process. And that's something you can take on the basketball court and just life in general. Don't worry about what the result's going to be. Focus on the process in general.
And I've gotten that a lot, especially here in 2020. Myself, it's fall in love with the process, right? Yeah. And the results will come. And you can take that as an athlete. I mean, you've learned it at a very young age. I wish I knew this at 17, 18 years old. South Range is a very special place.
Yeah,
and you've grown and you've become one of the major, I guess the mayor of South Range to some. Talk to me about what that feels like. What South Range means to you. I know it means a lot to you and your family, and essentially, what you're going to take away from the Burgundy and Gold here in a couple months.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great place to me and a great place to our family. It's neat because you see the younger kids, they look up to you when you're on the court, when you're in school, like, oh, that's Chris Brooks. Like, he's like.
That used to be you.
The big shots, so call it. But it's just cool, being a role model to these kids. I'm always interacting with them in school. I try to do my best to get in a gym class or do like the mentoring program. I do that a lot. So I think I think people are going to remember me not just as an athlete, but like the person I was. And I think that's bigger to take away than just what I'd done on the field or on the court.
How do you want to be remembered? How do you want your legacy to go down?
Just a good guy, in general, just a good guy, a hard worker, good player. I think that's something that you could take away most leaving a place and starting somewhere new.
I think the thing that I like about you most, you kind of tipped your hand a little bit, or tipped my hand. But, when these kids are in the front row of these basketball games, you love, before the game, after the game, giving them high fives, fist bumps, stuff like that, making them feel like they're part of the process because they are. Because it wasn't long ago that was you looking up to these South Range Raiders, looking up to your heroes. And you talk about your teammates that have gone on and moved on and playing at the next level and doing great things in college in their own right. What do you want to do? What is it? What's your plan? We talked about it in football season, and hopefully that plan's starting to narrow down and come to a point. Talk to me about that.
Well, I'm looking to go to the medical field, of course.
Sure.
Maybe playing basketball, going to the next level and playing. But it's just where, it fits right best for me, and I think that's something I got to think about moving forward. But definitely, playing basketball, going in the medical field. My mom's a nurse, so I think that would a lot of connections there. So I think I'm leaning towards going in there.
All right, here's an opportunity for you to make your pitch. You got a 30-second opportunity to talk to every coach out there. Why do they need Chris Brooks on their team?
Chris Brooks, he's a hard worker. He's a eager learner. He likes to learn a lot. But I think you're just going to get a competitive side out of me, that just not too many people have. And I hate to lose, and I lose. It's just we lost to Lakeview, and that's a game people didn't think we were going to lose.
Right.
And after that, people kind of gave up on us, and I just kept pushing our guys, and you saw we just beat Springfield the other day. That was a great win.
Always a great win for Springfield, right?
Springfield, yeah. So I think you're going to get an eager learner. I think I'm very coachable, which is good, and I think I can just bring something that other players can, just that from the heart, and that doesn't come from everyone.
Now, not everybody knows this. You are a coach's son. What is that like? I mean, it's football first, I'm sure, some nights, and then but at the end of the day, your dad wants what's best for you.
Yeah, you definitely get a coach's point of view in the household at times in football season, even in basketball season, because he views things differently. But he's been great to me. I look up to my father and what he's done in the past, and I think it's I love him very much and what he tells me, and he knows so much about sports. It's crazy.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I mean, it's crazy. But
a walking encyclopedia.
Yeah, sometimes I'll roll my eyes at him when when he says that kind of stuff.
Nobody does that to their dad.
No, but I truly I love him, and I love everything he tells me. It's great. But, yeah, you definitely get a different point of view at home than just a parent who's just watching the game. He, gets in detail with, football and basketball and all that stuff. So it's great, yeah.
We talked in football season, and we said, who do you compare your game to the most? You said Randy Moss. All right, basketball season, who do you compare your game to here?
I have no idea.
Oh, come on.
Let's go with Lamarcus Aldridge.
Look at you.
Just because he shoots a three-quarter lift jump shot. And I don't know any other NBA player that shoots a three-quarter lift, and that's what I shoot.
That's what you shoot.
That's what I'm going to say.
When you look back, hopefully there's more games to come that you look back and say this is your best game. To date, what is the game you remember most when you remember your basketball legacy?
Ooh, my best game. I remember my sophomore year. We played Lowellville, and I had 0 points. That was the first game I can remember ever scoring 0 points. And the next day, we played Brookfield, and I scored 24 in 3 quarters.
Wow.
It was 3 or short 4. So that's just one game. A sophomore year is my first high-scoring game of my high school career. So that was a nice way to
Interesting.
start me off. So.
I'm interested because now you talk about a game that you didn't like that led to a game that you love, that you remember most. I remember, I think it was last year, the Salem game at Salem, and you just took over.
Yeah.
You just took over. That's the one that I'll remember you for, at least to this point.
Yeah.
I think you got a few bullets left in the chamber.
Let's
I
hope.
think you're ready to go. But when you look at this year, how special is it for you? And obviously everybody wants to win a state championship.
Yeah.
What are some of the little things that you want to do to leave your mark as a Burgundy and Golden member of Raider Nation?
Yeah, talking about team accolades, it'd be nice to get that first league championship.
Yeah.
Get out of district. South Range has never done that.
Yeah.
But the little things is just just building a bond with my teammates and the coaches and the community. But you always want to win championships. It's never fun losing. So I want to get that league championship. Get out of our district, make some noise. So I think that we can do that too. That we can definitely do that. We just got to get these guys ready for moments like those, which a lot of those guys like Jake Gearing, they've been in moments like that. Chris Scarity, they've been in a state championship. So I think we have that. We just got to translate that to the basketball court.
All right, final question, and I think one that's very interesting to me. I've always wondered, what motivates you? What is the thing that drives you? Is it books? Is it quotes? Is it just it sounds like losing motivates you a lot, but talk to me about what drives you to get you where you need to be.
I think it's, like Coach said, it's I think the result motivates me the most. Like, what am I going to leave when I'm gone?
Sure.
I think that really motivates me, and the end result, I think, really drives me to get on the court and, just stuff like that. So I think that's what really motivates me.
Love it, man. Thanks for the time. Appreciate you.
It's
Good luck
nice
the rest of the
talking
way.
with you.
Welcome to HQ, brother.
Hey, it's sweet in here, man. It's sweet.
Chris Brooks, your South Range player profile for this week. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for the next South Range player profile and Coach's Corner coming up.